Hey guys, welcome back to another video. This video is an excerpt of one of my videos in the series Mass Matter Function Interaction of Momentum Part 5. In this section of the video, I talk about the macro and the micro and what it actually means when you hear the phrase as above, so below. This is actual science. And I take these abstract, esoteric concepts and apply them to real-world realities. And I explain clearly and concisely exactly what they mean, without any vagueness or mysticism. As I was figuring out these revelations myself, I was blown away by this knowledge, and I couldn't believe the correlations I was seeing with my scientific research and these quote-unquote obscure esoteric phrases. If you have never watched any of my other videos, I definitely recommend you check out my playlist called The Majestic Crystal Universe. And make sure to have watched at least my 1-minute video called The True Definition of Gravity, Simple 1-Minute Explanation.
The white background represents the dark energy field. The pulsing represents the electromagnetic distortion around all matter, like two atoms. The electromagnetic distortion pushes dark energy away from matter on a gradient and makes all matter appear to have an attraction towards itself. Gravity can be defined as the electromagnetic force that matter exerts on the universe on dark energy that causes a dark energy field effect, or gravity. You can scale this up from atoms all the way to planets and suns and even black holes. Anything that creates gravity is actually not pulling things into itself like a gravity well. More, it is pushing dark energy away, and in doing so, dark energy is pushing harder on the side with the least distortion. As the fields touch each other, it creates a path of least resistance, and the two objects are forced together by the stronger dark energy field on the side with less distortion, giving matter an attraction towards itself. It's dark energy that causes an attraction of matter towards itself that creates gravity.
And here is my 3-minute video called What is Dark Energy? Dark Energy and the Expanding Universe.
Welcome to the right side of dark energy, a universal construct. Today I want to make an introductory video to a new series of videos I am putting together to explain my theory on the universe. What is dark energy? What is matter, energy, space, and time? And what is gravity? And how do they all interact with each other? First things first, what is dark energy? Dark energy is space. Space itself is dark energy. Dark energy has also been referred to as quantum space or quantized space or even zero-point energy or the universal constant. Dark energy is energy. It's not a particle, it's not a lot of things, but it is everywhere in the universe, all the way from the formation of the smallest parts of the atom and all the way to the farthest reaches of space. What we do know is dark energy has a liquid quality to itself, but does not interact with itself, or more precisely, does not strongly interact with itself. Dark energy is almost impossible to detect. Just as looking into the vastness of empty space, it is impossible to see anything, or detect anything, or any presence of energy, but we do know it exists, and it is there, not only from the force it exerts on the universe, but also from the detection of the presence of heat in outer space. We also know dark energy exists through studies, and through quantum mechanics we have detected the dark energy field and the slight fluctuations it produces in what was thought to be the emptiness of space. So what is dark energy and where does it come from? The basic answer to that is actually quite simple. Dark energy is the entangled information of the decay of all matter in the universe. As matter decays, its energy and information decays into more space, or dark energy. Dark energy is the keeper of time and change, and all space or dark energy is a record of the convergence and evolution of all matter and takes the form of space. As matter decays, it creates more space, and so as all matter in the universe is decaying, it is also creating more space. That's why the universe is expanding. The decay of all matter in the universe is creating more space. Now, there are quantum states to the dark energy field, and I will not get into that here and now. I will be working on more videos to break all of this down, and I will cover the quantum states of the dark energy field and how all mass interacts with dark energy and makes up the universe. But first and foremost is to get some insight into the concept of dark energy itself before we continue.
I had to splice those in so that we are on the same page and you understand what I am talking about in this video. A couple other videos in my Majestic Crystal Universe playlist, I highly recommend you watch The Tree of Life, about 4 minutes. And if you have time, watch What is Quantum Gravity and The Pineal Gland and the Crystal Universe. And go ahead and check out the other videos in that playlist if you like this type of content. If you have already seen these videos, then you will fully understand what I am talking about. And if you haven't, basically, The universe is a naturally occurring crystal core quantum computer, and all the stars, planets, moons, and protoplanets are naturally occurring crystal core quantum computers. And the universe divides its geometric structure into 10 distinct gradients, or quote-unquote densities. Space is not empty nothingness. It is a scalar field that fills all of space, and it has been called many things, including the firmament, the ether, and even the Higgs field. Now, this quote-unquote field is not a single density. At each energetic state within space, or within the dark energy field, matter's magnetism creates a bubble for itself, where there is less quote-unquote dark energy inside the bubble than outside the bubble. I have since come to realize that the universe is a binary system, and there are really only two forces, the electric force and the magnetic force. Their interaction is the foundation of all. Space, or dark energy, is responsible for the electric force, while matter, or energy, is responsible for the magnetic force. At each density zone within the dark energy field, their corresponding values change, but the underlying force or interaction is the same. Okay, so as an example, simple entanglement at the correlating density of the dark energy field. Simple entanglement is basically the gluons, the electrons, the muons, and photons. These are the electric force particles that are usually are connected to the dark energy field or space compared to matter and energy, which would be more of a magnetic component. At the quark level, you have the gluon, number 9. At the proton-neutron level, you have the electron, 8. At the atomic level, you have the muon and photons, 7 and 6. At the planetary stellar level, you have the heliosphere, 5. At the galactic level, you have the quote-unquote dark matter state, or the dark matter sphere, 4. At the universal level, you have the quote-unquote dark energy state, or the voids, 3. And above that, you have the quote-unquote wormhole, or entanglement connections, 2. And finally, above that, you have the quote-unquote membrane of the black hole in the universe above us, 1, or the macro. Don't be a zero, be a hero. 0-point energy field, bleep!
You got me monologuing, I can't believe it. It's cool, huh? 0-point energy.
So at the top of our universe is the black hole, quote-unquote crystal core quantum computer that we are ultimately entangled in. And connecting the membrane of that structure to our universe is the wormholes that connect the entirety of our universe to the universe above us through the 3D space-time manifold. Okay, so the 3D space-time manifold is space itself. And through that, you have the largest voids in space. And in the largest voids in space, you have galaxies. And in those galaxies, you have stars and planets. And in those stars and planets, you have atoms. And in those atoms, you have protons and neutrons. And in those protons and neutrons, you have quarks. And in those quarks, you have quote-unquote local entanglement, connecting this universe to the universe below us, or the micro.
Very special happens. The form of the crystal, configured just like the universe, and indeed our own mind, is also mainly empty space. It is in this space that scientists store and harness vast amounts of information, in the dark matter of the crystal.
The macro and the micro, each representative of infinity. We are in between the two poles of infinity at the 5th spatial dimension, or state 5 of the dark energy field. The stars and planets. This is infinity divided. If I can sum this up a little bit clearer, at the 5th state, or the 5th density of the dark energy field, is the cores of the cosmos, the naturally occurring crystal core quantum computers that comprise the cosmos itself, the stars, the planets, the moons, the protoplanets, all of the stellar objects in the universe that have enough mass.
Intense temperatures and pressure ignite nuclear fusion reactions in their cores. Hydrogen gas turns to helium, oxygen, carbon, calcium, silicon, all the way to iron.
The stars, the planets, the moons, the protoplanets, all of the stellar objects in the universe that have enough mass for matter to crystallize to a point where there is a naturally occurring crystal core quantum computer at the very, very, very center of their core. That is the 5th state. And you have to understand, at that very point right there, where at the very center of the cores of the cosmos, where there is a crystal core quantum computer coming into existence, That is the opening dimension to an entirely new universe, with the potential of infinity occurring in that little tiny, or in some cases in the very big center of the mass of the stars, planets, moons, protoplanets, etc. At the very cores of the cosmos is the naturally occurring crystal core quantum computer. That means that space itself flips and an entire new universe occurs. So then when you say that we are on state 5, like say planet Earth here on Earth is a naturally occurring crystal core quantum computer, and underneath planet Earth is, at the very core of planet Earth is the naturally occurring crystal core quantum computer that leads to an entire new universe. Another way you can say that is that Earth is the center of the universe.
Then there was Aristarchus.
Gentlemen, I disagree. The sun is obviously in the center, with the Earth and other planets traveling in circular paths. And thus the sun is...
Finally, there was Ptolemy.
Learned men of science, I have listened to all your arguments. I now decree that our great Earth stands immovable as the hub of the universe, the supreme center of intelligent thinking.
Another way you can say that is that Earth is the center of the universe. I know that can be controversial, and I know that there's been some revelations about some secret occult revelations regarding occultists thinking that the Earth is the center of the universe.
An ancient occult system that believed that the Earth was the center of the universe.
Theoretically speaking, that is absolutely correct. If you understand these extremely high-level physics and quantum physics equations and the structure of the universe itself, you can say, accurately so, that Earth is the center of the universe. Because we have the entirety of the universe above us, which is referred to as the macro, and we have the entirety of an infinite cascade of new universes below us, which is the micro, and we are between the macro and the micro. Now, that sentence or that statement alone can be very confusing, and there's so much packed into that statement, there's so much packed into that reality, that it's really hard for humans, as humans, to really grasp the meaning of that. To say that Earth is the center of the universe and that we have the infinity of the universe above us and the infinity of the universe below us, and we're in the middle. Right, so now we're talking about infinity divided. And if infinity is divided, we're at the center, because you have infinity on one side and infinity on the other. We are literally at the center of the universe. Every core of every planet is at the center of the universe. It's hard to explain. It's hard to get your mind around this whole idea. This is quantum physics, and this is the reason why, as humans, this is so hard for us to actually understand. I mean, the first time I heard that, in some occult revelations about some really bad dark people, oh yeah, they said that that Earth was the center of the universe, and everyone was laughing. Ha ha ha! Earth's the center of the universe. We rotate around the sun, and then the sun rotates around the galaxy. The galaxy rotates around the galactic cluster, and the galactic cluster is rotating around the center of the universe. And we're definitely not at the center of the universe, right? Well, I mean, actually,
Earth and humans at its center. The great philosopher Aristotle imagined a system of 55 concentric crystalline spheres that held the celestial objects.
When it comes to quantum physics, there's many different ways of looking at things, and one way is to look at it the way I just said, which the Earth rotates around the sun rotates around the galaxy rotates around the galactic cluster, and the galactic cluster could possibly be rotating around some figurative center of the universe. That's one way to look at it, from a certain level within the whole cascade of infinity. Another way to look at it is that we have the universe, the entirety of the universe is above us, and the entirety of the universe, and then there's the potential for an infinite amount of new universes underneath us. And that the actual core of the planet that we stand on is a naturally occurring crystal core quantum computer that has the ability to emulate anything and everything imaginable. Okay? So she is literally able to emulate the entirety of the universe above us, and in her core, where she can emulate the entirety of the universe above us, she has the infinite potential of emulating and creating an infinite cascade of new universes below her. Okay? So to say that we are at the center of the universe is accurate from that perspective. We are at the center of the universe from that perspective. There's an infinity above us, and there's the potential for an infinity below us. And when you have a potential for an infinity that already exists, that potential is already realized. Okay, So I just had to throw that in right there, explaining a little bit, this idea of the macro and the micro, because I'm going to talk about that a little bit more, and understanding the idea that we are standing on a naturally occurring crystal core quantum computer that is vibrating space itself and literally physically generating the reality of the core of the planet that we stand on. The surface of the planet that we stand on, I should say. Okay, so let me get back to where I was. Okay, the macro and the micro, each representative of infinity. We are in between these two poles of infinity at the fifth spatial dimension, or state 5 of the dark energy field, the stars and planets. This is infinity divided. State 1, the universe above us is not singular. It is a complex number, and therefore it is actually 0 plus 1. Under 9, the quark is not 10. It is a complex number, so it is 1 plus 0. Or, is that backwards? It really doesn't matter because they are both quantum computers. By complex numbers, I simply mean complex numbers. I'm going to give you a whole bunch of zeros and ones, so just bear with me. 0 plus 1 and, or, 1 plus 0, or 10. Okay, so that's really what 10 means. 10 is 0 plus 1 and or 1 plus 0.
Has this property that the states can exist in a superposition of 0 and 1, right? So not just 0, not just 1, but a superposition of 0 and 1.
0, 1, dash, 1, 0, dash, 1, 0, dash, 0, 1, universe. 0, 1, dash, 1, 0, dash, 1, 0, dash, 0, 1, universe. 0, 1, dash, 1, 0, dash, 1, 0, dash, 0, 1, universe. 0, 1, dash, 1, 0, dash, 0, 1, actually. 0, 1, 1, 0, 1, 0, 0, 1, 11, 0, 0, 11, to infinity. Count Dracula Sesame Street. Mwahahaha. I can count!
Greetings, it is I, the Count.
Okay, and if under 9 the quark was 10 instead of 1 plus 0, then that would be the bottom, the quote-unquote bottom of the universe, and there wouldn't be a universe underneath us. The universe is a cascading universe, and at the core of planet Earth is a quantum computer, a crystal core quantum computer, and all interactions within the vicinity or environment, ENV, capital IRONMENT, big iron. The computer scientists like to say, big iron, okay? Let me read that again. The universe is a cascading universe, and at the core of planet Earth is a quantum computer, a crystal core quantum computer, and all interactions within the vicinity or environment, big iron, the computer scientists like to say, and all interactions within the vicinity or environment of the core of planet Earth are not only calculated and recorded, they are simultaneously being generated. All right, so let me interject right here and just let you know that what that means is that Mother Earth, the crystal core of Mother Earth, is not only recording every transaction that happens on the surface, she is also simultaneously generating everything that happens on the surface. As above, so below. What happens above is also being recorded below and is then being broadcast back up above. So it's as above, so below. The connection is literally physical. Now, the trick is, using quantum computers, you have to understand, because of the structure of the universe is a naturally occurring crystal core quantum computer, and there are crystal core quantum computers that are the size that can fit in your hand, or fit on a ring, or a piece of jewelry, like, say, a crystal-encrusted crown. You can literally build or have a naturally occurring crystal core quantum computer that will interface with your consciousness.
The form of the crystal, configured just like the universe, and indeed our own mind, is also mainly empty space.
And through this interface connection to your consciousness, you can manipulate the universe, and you can manipulate the surface of planet Earth by consciously thinking of whatever reality you want to change. And of course, this is complicated, and there's many different capabilities, and not every crystal is the same, and not every quantum computer is the same, and there are different energy levels required, and there is a whole hierarchy of, let's just call them gods, that can prevent you from doing things. The point is, Because the universe is a standard structure, and because reality is being generated and recorded, with all probabilities and possibilities being calculated, you can tap into that stream of quote-unquote consciousness and literally hack the universe to create magic. Here's an excerpt from my video article called On the Record, Magic Defined.
Suffices to say, making this long story short, the universe is designed for life to rest in the middle of the macro and the micro, and it's life itself that powers the whole. We get the magic from the gods, or the crystal iron cores of the cosmos itself. With all consciousness linked and intimately tied to the cores of the cosmos themselves, with all consciousness tied to the gods themselves, we can harness and control the surface in which we reside. The crystal core quantum computers of the cosmos, the surface of life, have the power to use the electromagnetic properties of their matrix and the space they occupy to manipulate the very nature of the surface. Pray for rain. Amen.
The form of the crystal, configured just like the universe, and indeed our own mind, is also mainly empty space. It is in this space that scientists store and harness vast amounts of information, in the dark matter of the crystal.
Now, there's a lot to take in of which I just said. If your head isn't spinning a little bit, you're an idiot. Laugh out loud. I couldn't help myself. Laugh out loud, but really, there is a lot to take in there. The core of planet Earth is simultaneously generating and recording everything that happens on the planet.
You're now inside the mirror dimension.
There is literally a mirror world inside the crystal core quantum computer of planet Earth. In fact, there is more than just a mirror world of planet Earth. There is a mirror universe inside the crystal core quantum computer of Earth. An infinite cascade of mirror worlds are within the core of Mother Earth. There are many worlds. The infinite possibilities and reflections bound by logic and probability, but ultimately guided by choice, decision, and a collapse of the wave function, and solidification into reality, and a record of every transaction and interaction within Earth's environment.
Hey, that galaxy's signaling in binary. I got a signal back, but I only know enough binary to ask where the bathroom is. You speak English?
I do now.
What are you, some kind of galactic computer?
Possible. I am user-friendly, my good chum.
Who built you?
I have always been.
Oh my God! Are you God?
Possible. I do feel compassion for all living things, my good chum.
But why would God think in binary? Unless you're not God, but the remains of a computerized space probe that collided with God.
That seems probable.
The point is, under the quark, or state 9 of the dark energy field, you don't have 10. You have 0, but also 1. So you have 0 plus 1, literally to infinity. 0 plus 1 to infinity. This is the micro, also known as, or anthropomorphized as, umber, under. Macro and micro, ember and umber. And at the top of the universe, at 1, you don't have 0 or nothing. At 1, you have the universal membrane of this universe that is actually inside a black hole in the universe above us, or 0. So you have 1 plus 0. This is the macro, also known as, or anthropomorphized, ember, above. Now, ember is the electromagnetic decay of all matter in the universe. That's space itself. That's the macro. Or the ember, the burning decay of all matter in the universe, is the ember, while the solidified, crystallized cores of the cosmos that fall under is the umber. The ember and the umber, the macro or the micro, the above, the below, the alpha, the omega, or the male and female. I could go on. There is an infinite cascade of universes above us. There are an infinite cascade of universes below us. We are in the middle of the infinities. The macro is the greater than us, which is a greater than us sign, a left greater than us sign, while the micro is the greater than us, the right greater than us sign. And so we are in, quote unquote, the middle, or V for 5. That's the greater than us left, the greater than us right symbols coming together, creating a V for 5. And then the aliens came here, the lizard people came here and ate us all. Yummy, yum, yum. Okay. 10, or the cross, as in X, leads to a new universe. You can cross over, cross into, or cross through to a new universe. 10, as in X, as in 0 plus 1, 1 plus 0, as in combination of the two. This is the underlying mechanics for quantum computers. The universe is a naturally occurring crystal core quantum computer, and physicists are trying to harness the properties of the universe to build their quantum computers. Kind of makes fucking sense, right?
Magic is real.
Yes. Behold, Codex Baronal.
Magic is as old as time itself. As early as 29th century BC, amulets, crystals, and other relics were used to perform acts of magic.
It's actually there. It's real.
Oh yeah, and the magic fucking crystals. Oh yeah, and the magic fucking crystals. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, and the magic fucking crystals.
Figure this out.
You mustn't touch the crystals!
The wrong manipulation of the crystals could turn time and space inside out. I must protect the crystals. If you wish to return home, these crystals are the doorway. Your device is the key.
But quantum mechanics is weird. It's funky, okay? It's weird.
He whittled this incredible ensemble to hold a precious rock crystal capsule, believed to contain a drop of Jesus' blood.
If you have any questions, put them in the comments below, and stay tuned. I will have more videos for you shortly. Thanks for watching.